Okay, once the socks are coming off, they are off. If you are a male, you might have already heard the following phrases. Be a man, figure it out, do your job, man the fuck up. But no one actually tells you how to do that. They just expect it from you, even though most of them don't know either. They are just repeating what they were told. The average man struggles with this throughout his life. The smaller problem is when he struggles against life. The bigger problem is when he struggles against himself. And once you become your own enemy, you become the cancer that slowly consumes you. And that's why it matters what story you tell yourself about who you are and about your life. Perspective matters, and no matter what happens, you are the one person you should never turn your back on. Becoming a man is something that I believe many of us struggle with, because back in the day, men had a very obvious role in society. If they had to, they were enlisted in the military, or they chose a work they had done for the rest of their lives. And from one income, they could support their entire family. Both men and women had clear roles to fulfill. But today, things are not as clear anymore. You can no longer support a family with one income. Now you can choose a profession that doesn't require physical labor, and you no longer must enlist in the military. This gave us freedom to follow our own path. However, without clear roles to follow, men got confused, because men still expect to receive orders just like a soldier does. Some of us did not adapt to the modern world circumstances and failed to form our own ideology of what makes us man. I believe this is the void that leads young men to self-improvement YouTubers. And this is the reason why people like Andrew Tate got so successful, because these people finally gave you the orders and seemingly guided you to embrace your manhood. However, without direction, many of us just float in the air without a purpose, because nobody tells us anymore what we gotta do. However, we are still expected to know the fundamentals on our own. I believe that teaching the values of a man should be a father's responsibility, by teaching you practical things like how to change a tire, etc. Because I believe nothing is more embarrassing than watching your girlfriend call for another man to fix something that you should. Also, a father should sit down with his son for a good talk sometimes, to pass on wisdom and experiences by listening to you as well, so that he can get to know you better too, to form a better connection with you. I'm blessed with a father who has done all these things, and it is one of my favorite memories when we were sitting outside at night next to the fire, having long conversations together. After every conversation, I feel like my soul has been purified. Life feels simpler afterwards, even if it isn't. I get back the energy to go back to the battlefield of life with hope and with better outlook on life, knowing that in the end, it will be worth it. Now I know that there are many young men out there who never had a father figure as I have, either because they could never find their father credible, or their father was absent from their lives. Partly, this is why I have made this channel, because I know how hard life can be without a guide or anyone to talk to. I want to be someone who can help with the experience that I have, not as a father, but more like a brother, or simply as a friend. If you got interested, be sure to subscribe. But to make things practical, I would like to give you some advice too. I have an idea that I believe can serve as a good guide for you. Live in a way that sets a good example for your future children. First of all, have your own values. You already have an idea what a man is supposed to be like, and what are the things that you are currently missing. I have already told you in a previous video that I believe a man should be able to fix things. But for many years, I was not that type of man. But I knew that this was an essential part that I was missing. Therefore, I learned it. And so should you. If you know what skills you would like to acquire, then you should at least try to improve when the opportunity arises. Number 2, be brave and capable. Bravery is something that many people think you either are born with or you don't. But just like everything, this can be trained like a muscle. If you practice it, then your bravery muscle will grow. On the other hand, if you choose cowardice each time you should be brave, then your bravery muscle weakens. And I'm telling you, no woman wants a cowardly boy around them. Many women desire a brave and capable man who can protect them and their children. And your children will also respect you better if they know that they can rely on you. At first, this will be hard, especially if you've been a pushover in your entire life. But the more you practice, the easier it gets. So always make sure you stand up for yourself when your inner voice screams at you, because that's always a sign of an opportunity to prove yourself. Number 3, Become responsible. You cannot become a man without this. You should be able to take responsibility. First for yourself and later for others. Because one day, hopefully, you will become a father. If you cannot take responsibility, even for your own life, then you will show a horrible example for your children. Because if you are not responsible, you are not credible. If you are credible, you will be respected, which is probably something that you deep down desire. So this is something that you should be comfortable with. Also, the first step to becoming responsible is to stop blaming others for your actions and the outcome of your life. As an example, my father never had a good father figure. He had quite the opposite. He could have ended up like many who blamed their father for their fucked up lives, but my father didn't. He knew that the only person whom he can rely on was himself. He built up his life and identity from scraps, and he became the father whom I would wish for every son and daughter to have. His example should show you that you are the blacksmith of your own fortune. And this is what I believe not just every man, but every human being should understand. Now these are my values. You should form your own, but I believe it's always good to gain insight from others too. So let me know yours in the comments, and see you in the next video.